Hey guys, welcome to Black Ambassadors of Change. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment. I really need you guys to start liking these vlogs, commenting, and sharing it. All right, we need to get the subscribers up. All right, so for a long time, I've been anticipating doing this program, but the politics of the election have kind of distracted us from this program. So this week, we're gonna basically talk about financial health, and we're gonna have it from the professionals, Black Ambassadors of Change. We did a telethon back in September to support HSBCUs, and I finally edited everything and I put it together today. So we're gonna break it up in segments. So today you're gonna get a little bit of information on how to apply to HSBCU, and we're gonna give you 8 healthy financial tips, all right, to get you healthy financially, rather. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for Black Ambassadors of Change.
I can see the what you need to apply, but not the next slide.
That's the next slide.
Oh, I moved it forward. I think that there is a lag. I apologize for the delay. Let me see if I can refresh it really quickly.
Okay. Well, we will keep moving because we're on a timeline. We want to make sure that we get everyone out on time. We don't want this to go any longer. We're going to try to get everything done within an hour and a half so we can come back. But we do need to feature, of course, Bethune-Cookman University that's located in Daytona Beach, Florida, the great Bethune-Cookman. And one of the things that I wanted to highlight was the deadlines to apply for early admission, where you can get tons of money for school. And that is the theme tonight. So you're all here to learn how you can get money for scholarships. So we'll make sure we pass that information along. And also, while we're waiting, I want you to also know that everything you see tonight or hear tonight, we will be sending a resource guide following this presentation. It's also being recorded. And so in case you are able to, if you miss anything, you want to follow up, we'll be sure to have this information available to you. So Stephanie, why don't we go to the Wells Fargo slide? Mr. Jack Grace, if you're ready, we can start with the financial literacy presentation.
Absolutely. I am ready. I first would like to go ahead and just say thank you to Team Elevate. This is our second year of being able to speak to you amazing youth that are here today, as well as some of the parents that might be privy to listening to some of the things that I'm going to cover here this evening. The first thing I will say is I want you all to understand the root of what we're trying to teach you all are habits, healthy habits. And when it comes to being financially sound and having some form of financial literacy, you need to condition yourself now. I know a lot of you all may think that this is some stuff that may be over. You may not have gave much thought about it, but today we need you all to have healthy financial habits. Now, the slide I'm going to go over, it's called 8 healthy financial habits that a lot of our bankers, and I'll back up by day. I am a former branch manager serving the community here in Central Florida. Now I happen to consult for the bank, and I have a broader role to where I'm able to do a lot of dissecting to root cause analysis that affect the bank. And one thing that I can share with you all, bad habits don't go away, and they ultimately have yielded to me being in this new position to where I can help individuals correct some of these bad habits from a national perspective. So keep these 8 habits at top of mind as you go through life, and you'll be fine. So if you can go into the next slide for me, please. As we transition slides, it's at the tail end. I may kind of speed through some things because you can see a lot of these are kind of surface level. I want on this screen, I want you all to screenshot this or write it down at this wellsfargo.com/financial health. this is a tidbit to where you can go in at any point in time at your own leisure and learn a little bit more about these sections. Again, I'm going to be doing a very high level overview for the sake of time. But for you all as college students, I'm going to focus in on a couple of these slides to make sure you get the idea. So if you can hit the next for me there, Miss Stephanie, please. Now, it is the first and most important to me that I stress to all of you all is to pay yourself first. I know a lot of you individuals are matriculating into school or planning to do so, and you may think you do not have any money. You do have money. You have things that some of you all may work. Some of you all will have scholarship access money. Some of you all will begin a journey, and parents, I know some of you may be listening to this as well. You need to learn how to pay yourself first. And paying yourself first, you can see slide presentation 101. Students, you never want to read slide verbatim. So I ask that you all take a look and read through these. But one tidbit here is you want to target to saving at least 5 to 10% of your take-home pay. But as you can see down there too, the $25 to $50 a month may seem like a small step to some of you all or to in general, but it does add up. And you will have things as you get into college that you'll remember that this guy at Wells Fargo said, I need to pay myself first, because this will help with books and any unanticipated changes that may come as you begin to start working or gaining, or gaining some additional income. So next slide for me. So pay yourself first. That's number one. Now, when paying yourself first, we talk about safety nets. In life, as you young people are going through life, adults, as you can attest to some of this, it will rain. So you want to be prepared for these rainy days. A good tidbit to where I used to coach my bankers, and I let some of my partners know that with me being in banking, I'm a firm believer of having at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Again, you all are young people at a very pivotal point in your lives to where you're going to start transitioning here in a minute, and you're going to have access to money. So some of you all may say, I'm going to keep saying, you may not feel like you're in this space to learn these practices or habits as yet, but you are. And I want to challenge you all to keep a safety net. Understand that if you keep living, you see that umbrella, it will rain someday. And we want you all to know that you are able to save if you develop these healthy habits early. Place it in case of an emergency, again, 3 to 6 months, meaning you can keep sustaining your lifestyle for this short amount of time to keep life going forward. So safety net is one. Next slide. All right. Now, I'm going to pause on this one a little bit, because this is the word that I think a lot of young people get the misconception about. And it is credit and paying stuff on time. Good habits come when your credit score is basically like your social security number when it comes to lending, or when it comes to anything in life to where you want to begin to get that first car. Some of you all, I will speak upon alternative ways to maybe pay for school. We want you all to get all of the scholarships that you can apply for, but I tend to give the opposite end as well, to where if you have to even apply for some type of loan, having a sound credit score by paying things on time, by having this good habit of keeping track of your bills, having a decent credit score can also help when it comes to getting loans for school. I know UNCF, please don't murder me right now. I bring up that L word. We want individuals to get as many scholarships that you need or that you can obtain. However, it is a backup plan for lending on private student loans through big banks, not just with Wells Fargo, but anywhere else. And they're going to take a look at your personal credit if you have some, but then also, two parents, you play a factor in this as well, to where if you want to help your child go to that next level, you want them to, thank you, Ms. Gwen, I was going to give that pub. We want you all to be able to achieve that goal to getting in your school and not having to worry about any financial needs. So credit, it can help you all bridge the gap if you fall short, but in falling short, you have to have that sound credit score, that good amount of how can I say this, that good reference point to show that you pay things on time and you have decent credit. So remember, credit is not a bad thing. it's a bad thing when you don't understand it, but it is you all as leaders of tomorrow have a great opportunity to start your credit out strong and make sure you have good habits of paying things on time. All right. So next slide. Click. Now I'm going to fast forward this slide. This is again for parents are in there. Quick factoid is it's always good to review your insurance coverage because that can help save you money. Like we said at the beginning, a lot of people don't know where they can kind of identify ways to save. But having an annual review of your different insurances can create some space for you all to save a little bit as well. So we'll move past this one rather quickly. Now, this one is I love the most, much like credit, is understanding your expenses and where your money is coming from. As you can see why it's important here, I will read these 3 bullet points because I want you all as parents, as students to understand that you need to keep track of your expenses. Some of you all, as you begin to go into school, you have a lot. You will have your tuition, you'll have room and board, you'll have a meal plan, you'll have other things that you have to make sure get paid. And if you don't keep track of your spending, you may fall short. So for one, you want to find out where your money is going. You want to put your money where it matters the most, as you can see in some of those places. And then you want to review your needs. You all are getting to the point where you're going to have to really learn to determine a need versus a want. And you want to make sure that you're putting your money where it needs to go to help you out in the long run. Because as you get out there on your own, these habits ultimately are trying to help you all not worry about how you're going to pay for things or where your income is going to come from. You'll be financially sound because you're conditioning yourself, again, with these little habits that I'm trying to lay on you today. All right. So understanding a lot of this stuff too. This is a quick plug for whoever you bank with or whoever your parents may bank with. You all are really technical savvy to where you can keep track on things built into your iPhones or your Android or whatnot to help you keep track of your expenses to learn how to manage your money quite well. So just remember, keep track of your expenses. So next slide for me. I see that. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. All right. This is a quick slide that I'll run past this. This is talking about paying off high interest rate debt. This is just a good strategy to where if you want to increase, again, your credit score and understanding how to be a lot financial savvy, you want to pay off higher interest rate debts. And I'll stop here, but we'll move. But I just want you all to know this slide presentation is also available in that first link that I put together on the financial health tips, to where if you want to go back at a later date to look at some of these, this is available online. But just quick hit, pay off high interest rate debt. So we can move forward from this one. All right. As well as this, just a quick hit, understanding where your credit is goes a long way. You understand that credit, you're maintaining good credit, as it says, is one of the best ways to keep track of your being healthy, your financial healthness or wellness, I should say. So understanding, guys, I know this is one that may be surface level for right now, but as you develop these 8 habits, want you to make sure you understand where your credit goes. Parents, if parents or anyone that maybe have a youth that is matriculating into college, it is a good time for you to understand where your credit is, because if someone falls short as far as some lending to get into college, your credit is going to need to be in a fair to good standing to where you're able to kind of bridge a gap for some tuition. So if I can tell you all, if you need to take a look, parents or siblings or anyone else that may be taking part of helping navigate a child into getting into college, I will challenge you to check your credit, okay? All right, next slide for me. I think we're beginning towards the tail end. All right, and this is the one I remember last year when I had the chance to participate with Elevate. I always tell the story about retirement. It is important that you give yourself time to save, which is why I think UNCF and Elevate find it very valuable that we come out and allowing myself and some of my colleagues to speak to you all, because nobody wants to work for forever. And to be able to retire someday, you need to learn how to save. I remember it's a little statistic to where, let's say At 25, to some of you all, that's coming rather quickly at a nominal interest rate. If you can save $10,000 and you keep, pouring into that savings account, it's going to be an access over $5 million when it comes time for you to retire and live a healthy, financially free, debt-free life, hopefully. But understand, high-level parents, these practices that I'm trying to tell you all or sharing with you all ultimately lead up to this point. So the sooner you start saving, the better your retirement will be. So next slide, I think that's it. After one more. All right, as I wrap this up, thank you for fast forwarding that. Opportunity for you all to connect with Wells Fargo. This online reference sheet, it is a free site to where you can go in, you can play with it. It's very user-friendly to learn how to be more financially sound. But also, it's going to give you some guideposts to where it can teach you how to save. It gives you, some additional resources that Wells Fargo also offers to help you all as college preparatory students trying to get into school to find some additional funding, all through that site from wellsfargo.com/financial help. And then also, don't be afraid to call. I know this line, that tip is a free banker that is they're available 24/7 to give you some healthy financial tips to help you learn how to save. I know you all are sometimes everybody has their phone glued to them. I would say, hey, if you don't want to go on site, if you prefer to talk to somebody with the phone, give us a call and speak to a financial help banker to help you achieve some of the goals that you are trying to set forth starting as young adults. Okay, so. In totality, in short, I just want to say thank you all for giving me this little window. And please, you pay attention because it is a plethora of information that you are going to receive. And let's develop some really strong habits. So I thank you once again, and you all have a great night.
All right. Thank you, Jack, for that wonderful presentation. Always need to hear about building wealth and helping our students get a great start on their future. Now we're ready to win our first set of door prizes. Tanika, are we ready with Kahoot? Unmute yourself and we'll be ready. Okay, she got it.
Okay, can you see? All right, everyone. So if you look, the pin or the game pin is posted. You should be able to see it. So we can hop on really quickly. The pin code is 700-919. Again, the game pin code is 700-919. All right. All right, let's get started. All right. I think we got it. So Taylor R. Why is it only 3 players? Let's move on to the next question. Taylor R is on the roll. Taylor. All right, so our first Kahoot winner is Taylor. Taylor R is our first Kahoot winner.